That's a good thing and a bad thing. Well, then you have no business watching a movie like that.
I'm just saying, some people don't know that going into it. The Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans are better, and you think Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans are better. I could see that.
Welcome back to CNJ Film Fellas, another podcast. I think this time we're gonna go for directors.
Yeah, a little bit more technical, maybe, of an episode.
A little bit more, not even just listing directors like I'm sure Jonathan wants to do, but maybe what goes into directing and what the director's job actually is. The patterns, the trademarks, whatever consists of directing a movie. I think it would be safe to say you should probably start us off, Jonathan, because you are
the diva of the group.
Very funny.
Laugh, and then people let everybody else decide.
Okay, yeah. God damn it. I do feel like, though, that a lot of the times it is the director's vision of the script. So they are kind of underrated between the Tom Cruises and the movie stars. You know, people don't realize that the directors know what they're doing, obviously. They're not dumb. You know,
they're directing it.
Yeah, the movie studio has enough faith in the director. Whether or not they have complete creative control is a different story.
What do you mean by creative control? Like, what would you...
When I say creative control, I'm talking about whenever an executive producer is not on set at all times or he is super preserved. Because at the end of the day, it's the film studio's money. It just happens to be the director's vision. But also, you know, he's not the employer. He's like the CEO of the movie. There's someone.
The director is the CEO of the movie?
I would say that. Yeah, I would say the CEO. The director.
The director is number one by far.
Yeah. The director is the boss. He may not get paid as much because he's not the talent, but he is the boss.
Okay.
I mean, so like I said, there's rare occasions where a director, where the movie studio or the executive producer has enough faith in the director after years and years and movies.
It's in the word, direct.
Yeah.
He directs the movie.
Just years and years of movies do they have a trust. Like example, like when Christopher Nolan directed The Dark Knight, Warner Brothers pretty much just said, hey, you transformed a $180 million budget into $1 billion. You could do whatever the hell you want.
That would give them complete creative control.
That would give Christopher Nolan complete creative control. And his last movie, his movie after that was Inception, and that made $700 million. You know, Quentin Tarantino comes to mind. Martin Scorsese, the big heavy hitters in Hollywood. Most of the time, Spielberg. They most of the time have creative control just because that's just who they are.
Their name takes them pretty far, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, they've been doing it for 20 and 30 years.
Yeah, they've earned it.
They better have creative control. You know, they direct the very first blockbuster. They better have creative control.
I was just going to say, out of the ones you named, Spielberg's probably the most famous.
Oh, I mean,
and the one that's been doing it the longest.
That's probably without a doubt.
I think Scorsese, but that's a different story.
Spielberg did movies in the 70s.
But, dude, Scorsese did movies. He's the best. I
said most famous.
Okay, maybe.
If you asked more people than none, more people would know Spielberg than Scorsese.
No.
Given the people who know movies and just random people walking down the street, you would probably say Spielberg.
Given the more variety of age to have watched Spielberg movies than Scorsese.
Okay, yeah.
Because you got your Jurassic Parks and your Jawses and your E.T.s.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Spielberg is the king of Universal Pictures. You better believe he has final say.
Probably the most. I mean, it's arguable, but he's probably the most famous director.
But I mean, besides
famous, and when I say famous, I mean as people you ask.
Well, like people know his name.
You ask 100 people of different age groups, more people would know Spielberg than Scorsese.
Here's the thing: there's only like really 3 billionaire directors. James Cameron, who could be more famous.
What did he do? Titanic?
He did
and
Titanic.
Avatar.
Because his 2 movies made $4 billion.
But it would be James Cameron, Spielberg, and George Lucas. George Lucas isn't as famous. George Lucas has never won an Oscar, so it would either be Spielberg or
James Cameron
he's been
nominated.
Yeah. No, James Cameron.
Wait, James Cameron's only been nominated for Titanic and Avatar?
No, he had to have won for Titanic.
Titanic didn't win Best Picture.
But did he win Best Director?
No. What won in 97? Or it would have been 98. Titanic did not. Yes, it did.
Yeah, no.
He did win Best Picture, so he
It was the highest gross movie of all time.
And he obviously would have had to have won Best Director.
And George Lucas famously did not win because Annie Hall beat out Star Wars Episode 4.
Because of what that's about.
Yeah, but looking at it now, you know that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but what it's about.
Yeah.
That's just like the only reason why 12 Years a Slave won.
Oh, it's because Woody Allen directed it.
Millionaire.
I think
You don't like Slumdog Millionaire, do you,
No,
Clay Dog?
It's pointless.
it's one of the worst movies to have ever won.
I've never seen it, but I know the hype that was Slumdog Millionaire.
That's like the fact we talked about on our last one, horror movies or whatever. To me, I don't exactly know without looking back what it ran against, but The Exorcist should have won Best Picture because of its originality at that time.
Didn't you say that was the first Exorcism movie?
It was.
Which in the horror industry, that's pretty fucking big, right?
I mean, dude, but off the top of my head, I can think of 10 movies that should have won.
10. Name 2.
Saving Private Ryan, Goodfellas, The Dark Knight,
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
all right, guys, calm down.
Inception. I mean, there really and there really is.
Oh, just go ahead and finish that.
Inception.
Black Swan.
Yeah. Don't fucking.
Hey,
laugh.
we're not talking about horror movies.
Jonathan's favorite horror movie.
Yeah, apparently that's my favorite horror movie. Thanks, Clayton. Apparently, I don't know what a fucking horror movie is.
Because you don't think of Freddy Krueger, you think of
I don't think slasher.
Natalie Portman.
I
When
think
I say give me a horror movie, he thinks of a ballerina
I think
instead of a killer with a mask on.
that's not scary. Who the fuck would do that?
horror. Okay, different topic.
But yeah, I wrote my list down of my movie or my directors.
My God, you and your lists,
Hey,
diva.
I like to write. I like to make lists. Okay, I like to.
Mister, I went to college, so I have to write everything down I'm going to say.
I like to make a list. I like to organize.
This is note taking.
Yeah,
It's
I like
taking control of him.
Yeah,
Hence the college coming out of him.
but
He went for 10 years. He should know something.
I'm gonna write
For
down.
10 years to college and you learn how to write notes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, college.
Thanks. I'm gonna name 9 or 10 directors, and you tell me if they would either be on your list or if there is a movie on there that would define them as a director.
But one second, are you going to name these? Are they in any specific order?
No. They're in order. Of course, they're on a list. Of course, they're in
Okay,
order.
I didn't know
How
if they
about
were
you,
from your worst to best.
How about you,
Not worst though per se, because obviously
No.
they're all directors that you love or care
how
for
about you,
emotionally.
name them and then I'll tell you what movie I think kind of defines them.
Okay, but
Okay.
Or maybe is their most famous movie.
okay,
Okay.
But I'm just saying these are these are in order for a reason.
Okay,
from
but I'm just
worst
saying
to
for,
best.
For fun factor,
Yeah.
I'll say what I think their most famous movie is.
Okay.
And
David.
when I say famous, I mean more popular, like more
Okay.
people would know.
Okay.
For everyone, more popular.
Yeah.
Because it would help, like me. I don't know. I could not match the director to any picture names.
Or I could, or I'll say, maybe their best movie. Or so, I'll just, just go
Yeah.
ahead.
Go with
No,
the flow.
okay,
Go with the
okay.
flow, Clay Dog.
Just see what happens.
Okay. David Cronenberg.
Okay,
E.T.
see, I don't really know.
A History of Violence. Eastern Promises.
Snow White
A
and the Seven
Dangerous
Dwarfs.
Method. What? Yeah, Snow White and the Seven fucking Dwarfs.
Did he do that?
No.
I think it was.
David Cronenberg? No.
I think it was David Cronenstein. You're thinking of.
Close.
But no, he did a lot of Viggo Mortensen's work.
Now.
He did a lot of Viggo Mortensen's work.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
A
see,
History of Violence. Eastern
see-
Promises.
those
A
are
Dangerous
kinda,
Method.
Those are kind of more independent movies, so I don't think.
That's why I kind of like it.
No, I'm just saying I don't think people would know who he
That's
is.
why I would put him. He's not famous. These are my favorites.
I know, but I'm just saying for me to name their
Okay,
most famous
sure.
movies, he's
sure.
not very famous, so most people wouldn't know. But
What was it, David Fincher?
No, David Cronenberg.
David Cronenberg.
Absolutely.
Cronenberg, Fincher, I see. Where
Same
you got
thing.
Yeah, same thing. Same letters and everything.
Both Jewish.
Same spelling. You gotta stop with the fucking stereotypes and the racist shit.
We love Jews. All of us have an accountant.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Stereotyping again.
Exactly. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, well he's not that famous, so
No.
most people wouldn't know. But A History of Violence is a very good
But
movie. Eastern Promises is a very good movie.
He is an Academy Award nominee.
Viggo Mortensen, underrated, very underrated.
Very underrated. And
But-
he's been in an Academy Award movie, and he's underrated.
You should see those movies, A History of Violence and
But whenever you think of Cronenberg, do you think of A History of Violence?
well, no, he's not that famous.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think
Because when he said David Cronenberg for the first time,
What did you think of?
I was like, who? What did he do?
Oh,
'Cause I
okay.
didn't know him.
Okay.
Okay. Here's my deal: is that Viggo Mortensen's best work is with David Cronenberg. His most famous is Aragorn, Lord of the Rings.
Well, yeah,
That's
obviously.
not his best. That doesn't challenge his acting skills at all.
He was Aragorn?
Yeah.
That's kick-ass enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, but see, you're promoting Peter Jackson. I'm trying to talk about David Cronenberg. Who?
I know.
is up there
Peter
as a director.
Jackson? You sure? From a a tech standpoint.
Blockbuster movies.
Yeah. Sure.
King Kong and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. So what movie? Eastern or history?
No, out of the two, Viggo Mortensen's performance is probably better in A History of Violence
Oh, no, that's good. I like that.
than Eastern Promises.
The subtletyness, yeah.
Because in Eastern Promises, he's some badass, like hitman or something or whatever.
From the beginning.
Yeah, and then in A History of Violence, he is a dad,
Yeah.
a husband that is, that his family gets fucked with, and you don't.
You know they've been playing that on HBO lately, so I've been watching it, and that movie's 10 years old, at least, and it still holds
Ed
up.
Harris too.
Yeah, underrated. You can never get enough of Ed Harris.
Mm-mm.
So that was your pick. What about my next one is Steven Spielberg, which we already talked about him.
Oh, I guess probably the most famous is either E.T. or Jaws.
I would say Jaws or Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I would say Jurassic Park.
You will say Jurassic
That's
Park
not
every time.
That's not his
We say-
best.
We say freaking Christopher Nolan. You say Jurassic Park,
Well, yeah.
Jurassic World.
I've never seen Jurassic World. Don't bag on me.
Yeah, because Christopher Nolan directed that. Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
He
Obvious.
directed Jurassic Park as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when I think of Spielberg, I think of Ryan. Or maybe
Ryan?
Yeah, Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, okay.
Or Schindler's List.
We were going a different way with that, Nick. You were.
I'm sorry, that's a short nickname. But I feel like his most underrated is Munich, with Eric Bana.
Yeah, see, a lot of people wouldn't know that.
See, exactly. A lot of people would not know that, but if you watch that movie, that's a good movie.
No, I think if you say Spielberg, most people are going to go towards E.T.
You're right.
or Jaws.
You're right. Most people.
E.T., Jaws, or Jurassic Park.
what I'm saying.
Someone fucking throw in Jurassic Park.
That's what I'm saying, though.
No. I feel like E.T. is his most famous.
E.T. is going to be his most famous when people. Well, we're not all 15 like you, Nick. So, but you say Spielberg, people are going to say E.T. That's just
You
his
know,
most
like I
famous.
said, my parents probably think of E.T.
He's always going to be E.T.'s always going to be next to his name first.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Or even like an Indiana Jones.
But E.T. is by not even close to his best movie.
No.
What would you think? What would you
E.T.
say his
is
best movie
E.T.
is?
is a classic, but it's not that good.
His best movie is Ryan, Saving Private Ryan. I feel like, in my opinion.
How do you feel about that, Clay Dog?
I would say, like I said, his most famous is E.T. His biggest blockbuster is Jaws by far.
I feel here's the thing, is that Jaws came out and then like a few years later, Star Wars Episode 4 demolished it.
I said his best.
No, I'm
His
saying
biggest.
no, but here's the thing: Jurassic Park had a longer reign as Spielberg's highest-grossing movie, longer than Jaws had. It was
Hands in
What's
the
more
air.
famous, Jaws or Jurassic Park?
that really is a toss-up. That's a toss-up. Are you kidding me?
Jaws. is
I've
more
seen
famous.
Jurassic Park 13 more times than E.T.
Jaws is more famous than Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it's more important maybe because it was the
I
first.
have Jaws on Blu-ray, and I don't own a single Jurassic Park.
You don't own a single Jurassic Park movie. I
Nope.
mean, It really is depending on who you're asking.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like I said,
opinion
I'm saying
based.
overall general consensus. If you say overall, what I was saying is most famous. So overall, so we can move on to the next director.
here's the thing. I'm saying.
Will you say Steven Spielberg, E.T.?
I'm saying because Jurassic Park made more money, I gotta say Jurassic Park.
Do you think more people would say Jurassic Park if you asked just a general thing of people? Because that's what when you say most popular, that's what most popular is. When you ask, if you asked a group of people, different age groups, 100 people,
No.
100 people, 80 of them is going to say E.T.
Because Jurassic World just came out. Yeah, I feel like people are thinking maybe Jurassic Park is something special. I feel like more people would say Universal Studios is ripe with Jurassic World and Jurassic Park memorabilia, and you can't even take a step without stepping into a store.
Because of the newness of Jurassic World.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'd give Jurassic Park the edge.
Okay, so let's move on to your next director.
That was a little much.
But this is also sort of 1A, 1B. Like, you can tell the difference between the audience, as in Clayton and Jonathan, because you would think of Jurassic Park and you would think of E.T.
Yeah, on my list...
Spielberg.
Yeah, on my list, I feel like Spielberg will be the much more heated debate out of any other director on my list.
But that's
But again, like we said at the beginning, though, Spielberg is he's kind of the king of Hollywood,
He is,
right?
there's no question.
Which makes me almost kind of sad that he's 8th on your list or 9th on your list.
I'm best right now, today.
Okay, because he hasn't had anything for a while, right?
His last movie was Lincoln. It's not his best movie.
He didn't do Jurassic World?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
He only did the first Jurassic Park?
He did the first two. The Lost World and the first one.
I'm sorry, he did Lost World.
But he didn't do 3, so that's
But
cool.
his thing is that the Lost World...
That I would have been...
The Lost World made a lot of money for its time.
He did Apollo 13, didn't he?
No,
Did he?
That was Ron Howard.
That was Ron Howard.
But
Okay, anyway.
It's Universal,
Ron
though.
Howard is one. There's another one.
That could have been on the list.
Ron Howard is an amazing director.
But
All right.
The next one...
Opie. From Andy Griffith's show.
the next one, it's probably the most heated one. Because number 7...
You just said Spielberg was the most heated one.
It's the most divided.
Okay.
Number 7, you could say my number...
His fucking college words.
My number 7, you could very well make an argument that they are the best directors.
College terminology.
Number 7 could be number 1 on more people's list than any, and that's the Coen brothers. They've had countless masterpieces.
Oh, yeah.
Like No Country. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Fargo
could be their best.
Davis, which you haven't seen
I
yet.
haven't seen that one, but Fargo could be their best movie, and that's
Fargo could be their best movie, and it didn't even win Best Picture.
no. And then they really show you.
But at least Frances McDormand won an Oscar for her.
Yeah, it was one of those movies that got, whenever it was time to rank your favorite movies of that year, it got more number 1s, I think, than any other movie that year, but for some reason the Academy Award didn't.
Fargo is an amazing movie.
Well, it's a great movie.
But also kind of, to me, that kind of shows how biased they can be.
Yeah.
Because if it's going to win number 1s more than anyone else, then why would you not think that this movie would win an Oscar?
But here's the thing, is that, in 2007, it was the closest race between the two best pictures, as in There Will Be Blood and No Country.
You've mentioned before, which you mentioned in previous podcasts.
At the end of the day, it was unanimous. It had to have been No Country. It had to have been.
But, talking about Fargo again or whatever, it's like, Frances McDormand is the star of that movie.
Sure.
But to me, like, Steve Buscemi
Or William H. Macy.
William H. Macy. William H. Macy got nominated.
Yeah, sure did.
And then Peter Stormare.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but who is Frances McDormand?
She is. You never seen Fargo though.
No.
She's in
Yeah, she's in Burn After Reading.
Another Coen brother movie.
Because she's married to one of the Coen brothers.
Really?
Yeah.
So then
They've been married for like 30 years.
No way.
that has a lot to do with it, maybe.
Is that a fact?
That's a fact. You can look that up. That's a fact.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I look at them as.
I don't know if it's Joel or Ethan.
Oh, here's the thing. I look at them as brothers, not single. So I wouldn't have
We're
much.
on a first name basis. I'm on a first name basis with the Coen brothers.
obviously
Yeah.
you
So
are.
you might want to text them.
If you know that they're married, you obviously are.
I'm gonna text and be like, I don't remember. Joel, are you the one that's married to Frances, or is it your brother?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Or is it Ethan? Or is it the Big E?
I get them mixed up
Is
sometimes.
it the Big E?
Or should I text E?
Yeah.
Big E. Get the fuck out of here. But No Country was great.
Oh, No Country was great. But like you said, Fargo might be their best movie.
And that's why I feel like they could be number one on other people's list.
Like you said, it garnered its own TV show.
Yeah.
Which I have not seen, by the way.
I want to.
But I heard Billy Bob Thornton is amazing.
Oh, yeah. He's underrated. But
Well, he's Oscar winner for screenplay
yeah.
for Sling Blade, but he's not an Oscar winner for his acting, which he should be.
So, in your opinion, is the Coen Brothers too high or too low as number 7 on my list?
Too low.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. Sorry, Shot in the Dark. Was Spielberg too low or too high?
As number 8, was Spielberg too high or too low?
At 8 out of 9.
Yeah.
To me, Spielberg is. I mean, he's famous up there because he's fucking Steven Spielberg. But to me, the Coen Brothers are better.
You're right, but I hate going back to Spielberg because we're on the Coen Brothers. But as a legacy, you gotta have Spielberg on there.
You gotta have. Like if you went and you said, you went and said in the history of fucking cinema, you gotta have Spielberg in there. But the Coen Brothers are better directors, I think. They put out better movies.
But there's two of them, so wouldn't you think technically they're half as good?
Spielberg's put out bigger blockbusters. The Coen Brothers put out better movies.
Sure. I just feel like like I said, this one will be on a lot of people's number one.
Not a good movie, a blockbuster.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, not a good movie. It's a blockbuster.
It's a good movie. I feel like.
E.T., not a good movie. Blockbuster probably made fucking.
Indiana Jones, not a good movie, a blockbuster. There.
Yeah. But it's like all those movies are not. They're not what I would call good movies as far as like deep stories and all that stuff. But I would say that they are blockbusters, obviously.
Which we're gonna get to we're gonna get to a certain number 5 director where I would put the best of Spielberg against the best of whoever number 5 is, and I would match to match.
Like there's almost like I would rather. I could almost take a movie giving me a deeper story with a better movie than me knowing that it made $700 million.
But it's almost like how could anyone not have Spielberg on their list?
Well, I mean, you would have him on your list, obviously.
I only had.
He's one of the most famous directors of all time.
I only had David Cronenberg beneath him, and you hardly know who David Cronenberg is. So I go from Cronenberg to could be the king of Hollywood.
Spielberg.
Yeah, obviously, another Jew reference.
They're related, obviously. They're both Jewish.
But okay, so you feel like the Coen Brothers is too low on my list?
Oh, the Coen Brothers are.
Where would you put them? On top of your head?
Coen Brothers probably 3.
3. Okay.
I would put the Coen Brothers probably 3 on a list.
Okay. That's the thing. A list.
Because I obviously can't make your list for you.
Okay. Well, this person who I think is better than the Coen Brothers
on my list, they'd be number 2. You obviously know who number 1 is.
Yeah. On my list, but this person, I would hold in high regards as Bennett Miller.
That's number 6.
He's good. He's just not famous.
But like I said,
I've never heard the name Bennett Miller. What else is?
Well,
you'll get into that.
I mean, just off the top of my head, he directed the best movie of last year, Foxcatcher, with Channing Tatum and Steve Carell. He directed Capote, which was on my list of best movies. Not favorite, but best.
One of the best performances of all time.
It is. And he directed Moneyball, which I feel like is underrated in between The Social Network and what else came out that year. Moneyball kind of got underrated. It got nominated, but it wasn't going to win anything. That's Brad Pitt's best performance. It could be. It could be Jonah Hill's best performance if it wasn't for.
If it wasn't a comedy role.
Yeah, it could be Jonah Hill and Brad Pitt's best performance and didn't get any Oscar. So I think Moneyball is
Jonah Hill's best performance. I think it's better than Wolf.
Yeah, well, and you can't.
His performance.
Yeah.
You think it's better than
his performance?
Superbad.
Right now,
you realize I'm completely biased to
Jonah
this.
Hill's performance in Moneyball is better than in Wolf.
Oh yeah, well that's just because I feel like DiCaprio is more commanding
No,
in his
take
role with
DiCaprio
Brad Pitt.
completely out of it.
No,
Take
how
Brad
can
Pitt completely out of it.
How can I not? It's
Focus strictly on Jonah Hill. Which performance is better?
It's impossible because they are simply outshined. Jonah Hill's outshined in Moneyball, so I gotta say
just
what
take his scenes and look at them.
No. He's better in Moneyball,
Yeah.
but he is more outshined in The Wolf than he is in Moneyball.
Well, yeah.
But because DiCaprio knocked it out of the park.
He carried a 3-hour
So
movie.
did Brad Pitt in Moneyball. He knocked it out of the park.
His performance is more subtle.
He's good.
It's very hard to be subtle, but yet.
But see, I think
Nominated.
I think Brad Pitt's better in Fury.
I mean, I could say I think he's better as Jesse James. You know, it really is. You know, there's like 3.
Again, it's 1A and 1B.
Yeah, you're right. You know.
Okay, yeah, we could go on and on all day.
So
Especially if you start the topic about DiCaprio,
Yeah.
then we might end up just fist fighting Jonathan.
You guys would, yeah.
Jonathan will lose blood flow to his brain.
So yeah, I would place Bennett Miller above the Coen brothers, Spielberg, and Cronenberg.
You didn't hear what I said.
So, but number 5 would probably be your number 1 is Tarantino.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's hands
Tarantino's
down.
my dog.
Yeah. Well, why is he your dog?
I call him Quentin.
Oh, you're on first name
I call him
basis,
Q.
huh? Oh, Q, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Q.
He's-
You also
I think
text him on the
I
reg.
think he's Q under my contacts.
Oh, abbreviations, huh? Yeah. I'm sure.
I say, "What's up, Q?" And he says, just making another $1 billion movie.
Well, you know, the reason...
Me and Sam L.
Yeah, well, you know, like I said, the reason why I feel like Tarantino is number 5 is it's a good thing and a bad thing is that he shows more of his trademark directing skills than any other director on my list.
And he is in his own movies.
Yeah, you know,
That's kind of unique.
if it's a Tarantino movie, you know, chances are there's going to be Samuel L. Jackson. There might be a surprise cameo, like
And
with
he's gonna be
with DiCaprio and Django. It's going to be over the top, grotesque, almost funny violence because it's just so outrageous. Would you agree that it's sometimes
awesome scores and music?
I don't know if it's the. I might have to look into this. I don't know if it's the same composer. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same composer in every Tarantino movie. But
that would kind of follow his trend.
it would. You know, like I said, Christopher Nolan does a lot of work with Hans Zimmer. Sam Raimi does a lot of work with Danny Elfman.
Cameo is probably DiCaprio and Django.
Oh, that's his. That's DiCaprio's probably 3rd best performance in his entire career. So yeah,
And it's a cameo?
it's just a cameo.
Because technically you can consider it a cameo, even though his name is on the marquee and the front cover, and he's on the front cover.
I
do too.
You have a problem with that too?
It
Good.
shouldn't have been. He shouldn't have been advertised
He shouldn't have been marketed
No.
in it for a cameo.
That really lost the what the fuck.
because he should have. It should have been because 1 hour and like 25 minutes in, you see DiCaprio. So he should have been. You should have been watching the movie, and all of a sudden, you're sitting there. Imagine sitting there in theaters, and all of a sudden you're in a Tarantino movie, and all of a sudden you look and there's DiCaprio
Yeah.
staring you on screen,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
like, "Holy shit, DiCaprio's in a Tarantino movie!"
You know, I agree. You know, DiCaprio's a movie star.
But they ruined it by advertising him.
Right? I
They
can
ruined the
see
element
that.
of surprise.
Yeah, because if obviously a cameo is exactly a surprise,
Because
right?
Carrying for Tarantino, just his name being on the movie, obviously people are going to go see it.
Yeah, you know, I agree that the name Tarantino will automatically have 2 things. It will have a box office, and it will have a very prominent release date, like a Christmas. Christmas is very big for the box office. You might not realize that, but it is. It's its own record, the Christmas Day record.
This is, I mean, it's on topic, but The Interview came out Christmas Eve.
But what came out? Look how many people were talking about that movie.
Exactly.
So Tarantino comes out with movies that come on Christmas. Sometimes Catherine Bigelow, Zero Dark 30 will come out during Christmas. Star Wars Episode 8 comes out fucking 7 days before Christmas.
Yeah, Star Wars fucking episode what?
8.
Wolf
7.
came out at Christmas.
My bad, 7.
I say no, it's okay. I've only been watching Star Wars for 26 years less than you have.
Yeah.
Wolf came out on Christmas as
Yeah,
well.
good point.
You're right. That it's just it's very it very is a prominent. It is a prominent release date. It can be.
Yeah, I understand.
And Tarantino has that stature as a director.
Yeah, he has the stature to get the views, but isn't it weird though, because you would think that they would release it in summer when everyone can go watch it with people who are in school.
Well, here's the thing: those people in school can't see a Tarantino hard R-rated movie.
Oh, a Tarantino. Period. Every Tarantino movie is going to be rated R.
Yeah, they can't really see Django in the 1st of May on Memorial Day weekend. No, I don't see it, my friend.
You don't take your mother on Mother's Day to see Django.
Yeah, good point. You know. Inglourious Basterds was released in August, and I even thought August.
Take your Christmas money from Grandma and go see it.
August.
Nana.
Yeah, Nana. August for a Tarantino movie. That's early. Very early. That's not Oscar season just yet.
Yeah.
That's not Christmas
But
yet.
But you know that Tarantino just respectively is going to be in the Oscar mention.
Yeah, so
because he's earned that respect.
Yeah, he's not going to release a movie in summer.
But just a little bit, I don't want to get too off topic, but just a little bit, you need to see True Romance.
Okay.
Jonathan.
Which is by
Tarantino.
Which you obviously are a bigger Tarantino fan.
It's a little
than me,
more
so.
away from his norm. Because it's a Bonnie and Clyde type love thing
I don't know
between
if I can
Christian
handle that.
Slater and Rosanna Arquette.
A Tarantino love story?
Yeah, but it's
a different kind of love story.
It's crazy because there is a scene between.
Spoiler.
No, it's not really spoiler because I'm not going to say
never
anything.
mind.
I'm just going to say there's a scene between Rosanna Arquette and James Gandolfini.
Yeah. Sure.
That's all I'm saying. And it is. I'm just going to say it's violent.
And see, that's why.
That's all I'm going to say.
That's why he's number 5, not number 1, because you have seen the movies.
I've seen every Tarantino movie.
You can even predict the trademark.
That's a fact. Look it up. I've seen every Tarantino movie.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Look on
Google Clay Dog.
Look on Tarantino.
And then go to the wiki.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, Quinpedia. Exactly.
Wikipedia. Because he's Q in my contact list.
Yeah, obviously. So I just feel like you being more of a Tarantino fan than I am. Number 5 for me is pretty goddamn good. But okay, I'm going
Should
to.
be one, but you know.
Yeah.
Who's to say?
Yeah. I feel like number 4 is maybe the only one that we might agree on number wise. Not who is above it, who is ahead.
Wait, you're not at number 1 yet?
No, I'm at number 4.
Okay.
This is Tell me. I'm gonna name the director, and you tell me if he would be 4th on your list. Exactly 4th.
Okay, now what you want? You're gonna.
He's naming number 4, and
You're
if this
gonna
is
say-
your number 4 on your list, say so.
Yeah.
He thinks
Oh, okay.
I feel like this is the one. This is the magic one. David Fincher.
number 4.
I'm just trying to think of 3 more that maybe I would put ahead of it. If not,
Well, you have the
Tarantino, obviously, Coen brothers.
I could see that.
Think of
because
one more.
I think I would put Tarantino, Cohen, Nolan, him,
David Fincher, yeah.
True, because
and then Scorsese underneath him, probably.
in a previous podcast, you'll realize that
Which is-
Clay Dog's favorite
But,
movie is The Dark Knight.
You know who's an up and comer that I mean, kind of not maybe necessarily up and comer. I don't know how long he's been a director,
Yeah.
but to me, up and comer is Richard Linklater.
Yeah, no, he's up there. He could
Wait,
be a
who's-
director.
Okay,
He
he's a
did School of Rock
Okay.
and Bernie,
And-
which you have not seen yet, by the way, Jonathan.
In Boyhood, only the
Boyhood.
only the most important movie of last year. Not best, not.
Which I don't know much about it, but I just
raised
know
my hand
that.
and y'all obviously can't see it, but
Okay.
I raised my hand thinking everyone in the world can see
Go.
it. But couldn't. I'm not saying you do agree, but couldn't you agree, Jonathan, that Richard Linklater should have won Best Director
Oh, he.
for the originality
No.
of making a movie for 12 years?
Wait, did he not? I thought he won Best Director
It's the guy who won Birdman. But no, Richard Linklater should have won.
for filming a
Boy-
movie over 12
Boyhood
years.
should not have won Best Picture, but he should have won Best Director.
Oh, absolutely. And just the fact that. Just the
to make a
fact
movie
that.
for 12 years and hide it from the world.
Same cast.
Same
Yeah,
cast.
the past 12 years. Yeah, that's like I said. That's why that's the most important
you
movie.
literally watched that boy grow up for 12 years.
Yeah, right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
It's magical. in a way. It's poetic.
And props and well deserved to Roseanne Arquette for her Oscar.
Who garnered every award and dominated.
Yeah, because and you can kind of say because she was popular in the 90s.
Yeah.
Completely just disappeared. And then she does this movie. This was obviously what she was doing for the past 12 years.
You know, I don't know if this is an issue with the movie, but there's no knockout scene. There's no scene. You tell me if there is. If there is a scene in that movie that you think, oh, that defines Boyhood. And what's it going to be? Roseanne Arquette getting knocked down by her husband? Her abusive husband? No, there's no defining scene, and I feel like that's what
kept it from winning Best Picture.
Absolutely, because the movie has to have a defining scene.
What I think too is impressive with Richard Linklater and the cast is that Ethan Hawke, being as big a movie star as he is, to hide working on a movie for 12 years.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. 12 years ago, Ethan Hawke just came off of Training Day. That was his best role.
Was that the only thing he was doing for the past 12 years?
No, but Training Day was released in 2001, so instinctively the next year. Okay. In between the assault on Precinct 13, it had to have been the start of Boyhood.
Sinister.
Yeah.
The Purge.
But no, I feel like
he did The Purge.
Yeah.
He was in The Purge.
Purge was good. Purge was very good.
And it's just he is an actor. Not a movie star, I feel like. He is good. He just can't draw.
He's earned an Oscar nom for Training Day.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean...
He stays right there with Denzel.
I don't know if he stays right there. Because people were upset that Denzel didn't win for Malcolm X. It's one of those where it was
Training Day is his best role.
It's one of those payback things. The way that Scorsese won for The Departed. It's one of those ordeals.
Which I might get in trouble for saying this, so you might want to delete it. You might want to edit it out, but fuck Spike Lee. I hate him. I hate him. I don't like any of his movies. Never have.
What about 25th Hour with Edward Norton? That's Edward Norton's. That could be Edward Norton's best performance besides Primal Fear.
Oh, I was just fixing to say Primal Fear. That's Richard. Well, that's up at Richard Gere's performance.
I beat you to the punch, so I'm sorry. But you gotta. And Philip Seymour Hoffman's in it. That's. Spike Lee's not on this list, so I'm sorry if you Spike Lee fans are out there.
No, I would put Spike Lee at number 107.
Yeah, you'd walk out. Yeah, wouldn't you? You'd walk out.
You don't think Spike Lee's not a good director?
I would take your list from you and rip it up.
So, but
if you had Spike Lee on.
But see, and like I said, I'm looking
10 directors. All the directors in the world, you put Spike Lee in your top 10, I would kill you.
Well, after
I'd cut your dumb little fucking face off. Grab your ID and buy it my fucking self.
Oh, there's a super bad quote of the podcast. I can't make a Star Wars quote, but they can do fucking super bad.
Just so people listening out there know, just about every podcast is going to have a super bad reference in it. Probably.
But you shit on me.
What's super bad?
But you shit on me. No, but you guys shit on me anytime I want to talk about Star Wars. Yeah. Clayton does.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Why? That's okay.
Jonathan just femininely threw a piece of paper at me.
David Fincher's number 4. You have him at number 4.
Yeah, I would agree.
That's what I thought.
4 or close, within one.
I could put him at 4.
Okay. I'm looking at this list.
I could put him at 4 with only Nolan at 3, the Coen brothers at 2, and Tarantino at 1.
With only 3 people ahead of him.
Which it's funny because your number 5 could be my number 1, which Tarantino was my number 5, and
Tarantino is Clay Dog's number 1.
Yeah. Oh, by far.
So it's just
my Tarantino is
your Scorsese.
Jonathan Scorsese.
Which like I said, looking at this list, I'm thinking Clayton could have David Fincher at number 4. That's why I feel like this one's so good.
Because Fight Club is my favorite David Fincher movie.
Obviously, not okay.
Major one of the biggest twists in a movie I've ever seen.
It's
not gonna say anything.
Regan, don't say anything about fucking Black Swan.
No. It's such a '90s thing, though. It's such a '90s movie. Like how The Matrix is such a '90s movie.
Oh God.
It's not his best. Zodiac has aged a hell of a lot better. Gone Girl is getting better every time I watch it.
He directs House of Cards, which people might not know.
Yeah, which has made Kevin Spacey a fucking household name because he was in Seven, also with David Fincher.
Oh, his best role, I think.
Seven? I think House of Cards.
like
In a TV series or in a Netflix series.
he's maybe not in Seven enough to consider his best role.
I think American Beauty or L.A. Confidential,
which is what he won for, American Beauty. But he, you can't deny he's amazing in Seven.
No, he's great. He's very talented. Very, very talented.
Okay, I said Fight Club, but Seven's got one of the biggest twists in a movie I've ever seen in my life, too.
That's good.
David Fincher knows how to pull off a twist. He understands
He
that,
does. Subtlety in it.
like we talked about in the previous podcast, a twist only can be maybe 8%. The build up to the twist is more important, and I feel like David Fincher fully understands.
He understands that.
I 100% completely did not see the twist coming in Seven.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who did?
I mean, that's what makes a good. That's what makes a good twist is you absolutely do not see it coming.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, like I said, David Fincher at number 4.
100% makes me happy in pants.
Makes me happy in pants.
Number 3 is he's not. I feel like he's the most old school, which is weird because he's only only in his 40s, but he might be the one that gets his movies get played at the American film institutions. That's Paul Thomas Anderson.
Which,
okay. What'd you say, film institution?
Yeah, any American film institution.
Okay, that when you said that, it just reminded me of independent films, just for some reason, because you said film institution. It just made me think of like film festivals and stuff like that. But I'll tell you who's a good, who I think is a really good. He's done a few movies, and that's Gus Van Sant.
No,
that's good.
Elephant is an amazing movie.
No. If I would have done me my stupid random list, I only named 9.
Yeah.
Gus Van Sant would have been 10. I should have just said, yeah, you're right. Gus Van Sant would have been on my list.
Wait, that's for you to hold up?
Yeah.
Gus Van Sant?
What else did he do?
He directed Milk, that I haven't seen. Yeah. Good Will Hunting, that made that one.
Anyway,
that one Robin Williams.
My best friend is Ben Affleck.
Yeah. It sounds a lot like the plot of Good Will Hunting.
Sounds a lot like the plot of Good Will Hunting.
No, one Robin Williams and then screenplay.
Yeah, that's what launched Ben Affleck.
And Ben Affleck won for best screenplay, but Elephant.
Yeah,
Elephant's one of the best independent movies I've ever seen.
It's very good. It's very dark. There's no comedy in it.
What is it? What is? I'm sorry, but what is Elephant? What is it about? I've literally never heard of this movie.
Elephant is a movie about...
I'm thinking it's about the zoo.
No, Elephant is a movie about two boys who decide to shoot up their school.
It's based on the Columbine shootings.
Yeah, it's based on the Columbine shootings.
Exactly. They even say it in the description.
Is it? That's pretty dark itself.
But they completely, obviously, changed the name of the school, changed the name of...
Well, yeah, because they didn't want to offend people. Why would you want
to...
offend the deceased?
Exactly.
But the movie is about... is a reference to Columbine. And it's about these two boys that decide to shoot up their school because they're different and get made fun of. But the entire movie is pretty much maybe a 10-minute segment that's shown through the eyes of like 6 or 7 different students.
And it's weird.
Because like what it does is what it does, which is very
good. I'm very interested in this movie now.
Which is very good directing, by the way.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Very good directing.
And it's that good of a movie.
Because it shows it through the eyes of one person, and then like what it does is it shows like how they went through their day leading up to the shootings, and then what it does is when it does that, then it goes back and it shows another student. Kind of, and how
it goes back in time,
how their day went up to the shootings. Then it comes back, and then towards the end of the movie, it actually shows what happens.
Yeah,
and it's a very good movie.
Honestly, that sounds very interesting to me.
It is.
It is. I can see where that would be very interesting to.
Really, I seen it on IFC.
I can see where that would be interesting to everyone because the Columbine shootings.
That's one of my favorite channels. IFC.
Well, here's the thing.
It plays Pulp Fiction, obviously.
That's why unedited movies, right?
Well, here's the thing.
We're commercials, but unedited.
Unedited. That's a big thing. Have you ever seen Pineapple Express edited?
You can't even watch it.
Have you ever seen Superbad unedited?
Can't watch it.
It's unwatchable.
Get going in, which is a huge.
Which is a huge concern.
Oh God!
Edited or not, they don't show Dick going in, which is a huge concern.
But, talking about Gus Van Sant, he reminds me of the directors. Tell me if you can relate to this, or you can understand what I'm coming from. he almost is like a Danny Boyle or an Ang Lee, where if he puts his heart.
Did you say Ang?
Ang Lee.
That's who directed Brokeback Mountain.
Where he
that's the main person in Avatar. So
Oh,
that's why I'm so interested.
He also directed the Hulk.
But
I haven't
also,
seen the whole movie.
Hulk.
also with Danny Boyle, if
What did Danny Boyle, for the people out there, what did he direct?
his most renowned movie is Slumdog Millionaire, but his best movie is 127 Hours, and he's directing that upcoming Steve Jobs movie, which is getting a lot of Oscar press.
Oh, the new
And
one.
you said he did 127 hours?
Yeah,
Not the Ashton Kutcher Jobs,
No.
but a new one.
with the Michael Fassbender Jobs.
Oh, okay.
The one that actually looks fucking good. But I feel like if those three directors, Gus Van Sant, Ang Lee, and Danny Boyle, if they have the ability to knock it out of the park, they can win Best Picture. Milk got nominated. You know, and to what I disagree, Slumdog Millionaire won Best Picture. And that's Danny Boyle.
For those that can't see, Clayton just took off his glasses.
No, I agree.
I mean, serious shit is about to go down.
I agree,
Because Slumdog Millionaire shit. Who you say directed it?
but Danny.
Danny Boyle?
Yeah. Well, look at Ang Lee. You know how many people were pissed off that
Fucking
Brokeback
Ang.
Mountain didn't win?
I know, right?
A lot of people. I've never even seen that movie.
For instance.
Crash won, which is not a very good movie.
No. Crash is, well, I thought it was good. But you haven't seen Brokeback Mountain yet, so.
So this was just talking about mentioning about Gus Van Sant. That in a way, he was brought up so long was because he would be number 10 on my list. But we're at number 3.
He's a good director.
Yeah, no. But we're talking about number 3 though on my list.
I know, but something brought up Elephant in my head.
No, that's fine. No, that's good. No,
Which is a very good movie.
Gus Van Sant deserves recognition.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He's the one who gave Robin Williams his Oscar. How could he not? But
Rest in
What
peace.
he
by the way.
yeah. Oh yeah, rest in peace,
Rest in
Robin
peace,
Williams.
The amazing
Robin
Williams.
the amazing, most talented Robin Williams.
AKA the most famous person to have died this side of Michael Jackson.
Until I
Till
die.
Wetton and
Yeah.
right up, and then right next to Wes Craven.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
But like I said, I feel like Paul
Or Count Dooku. Sorry, Jonathan.
Which
go.
we will get into Robin Williams in another podcast.
And we're also going to get into Count Dooku.
Yeah. I will allow a Star Wars podcast. Yeah.
Because you did a whole horror movie one.
Yeah, I will allow it.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you
But,
for your blessing,
I'll
play
allow
dog.
but,
I'll allow it being told in my house.
but like I said...
I'll allow Star Wars talk in my house.
Oh, thank you. You're so nice.
I will allow it.
But...
When I'm dead.
Damn it. What's your fucking deal?
I don't know. I just
You
love
just
it.
love
I love it.
shitting on Star Wars here.
I get off on shitting on your very famous, your very passionate.
my beloved Star Wars.
Well, it's okay because the Star Wars podcast is going to be about 21 hours long.
Dude, you're simply outnumbered when it comes to Star Wars.
I think the same time y'all want to do the Star Wars podcast, I think I have a vacation. That's due on about that time.
Around that time.
Oh
I think I have a vacation to to maybe California
To Uganda.
Yeah.
or Africa
The Galapagos Islands.
or fucking Siberia, which would be better than Star Wars.
Anyway,
Motherfucker. Anyway,
Moving on.
you know, like I said, I feel like PTA, Paul Thomas Anderson, is the most old school directors. He likes to shoot out of the 49mm camera,
Yeah.
which makes it look, all his movies look gorgeous on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah.
You know,
There Will Be Blood is amazing on Blu-ray.
the Master looks better.
Does it?
Oh yeah.
have you seen The Master on Blu-ray, Clayton?
Not on Blu-ray, but I've seen the movie.
Oh, it's
And
Okay.
neither one of us, Jonathan, have seen Inherent Vice yet.
which I went to, but they fucking premiered it on Cinemax. I
Another
have
random-
HBO.
Skinamax,
Yeah. Cinemax.
Another random tangent is...
which Nick, you can't watch Skinamax after 10 o'clock because
Yeah.
you're 15.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah, then my mom won't let me. Is there a big difference between Blu-ray and going to see it in theaters.
Oh, huge difference.
Yeah?
Blu-ray's clearer.
10
Well,
times
I
better.
don't have a Blu-ray player. I
Blu-ray
don't.
is
I didn't
10
go to
times-
college for 9 years,
Blu-ray
Jonathan.
is 10 times clearer and better.
Okay, I didn't know.
You go to the movie theater to obviously for the experience.
There's certain movies, and I think maybe we mentioned this, and obviously I've never seen every movie on Blu-ray, obviously, because I can't say
might
the
have
best.
seen more movies on Blu-ray.
Probably. But Inglourious Bastards is one of the...
Wait. I think this is kind of for another topic, though,
No,
too.
I'm just saying. We
Yeah.
were just talking about
Okay.
Blu-ray, and you was talking about how which ones.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think Inglourious Bastards is one of the best movies I've ever seen on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, it adds an extra element. The fact that you're at the comfort at your house.
You just see more stuff,
You,
too.
you can see the pores in their skin. But
But
like I
wouldn't you
said,
agree that Inglourious Bastards
No.
is amazing on
it's,
Blu-ray?
it's one of the best Blu-rays that I own. And then like I said, any Paul Thomas Anderson movies are some of the best.
I have it. There Will Be Blood on Blu-ray.
And it looks fucking awesome. I have it on Blu-ray too. But I
Shout
just
out to Daniel Day-Lewis, by the way, who's
Yeah.
just...
Fucking DDL.
DDL.
Who is amazing in There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, who
By far his best role.
Who's apparently the best actor to have ever walked the earth is DDL.
let's just say we won't be seeing him donning a superhero movie anytime soon. Just 'cause he
But
doesn't need to.
with the trend of superhero movies, you don't.
No,
think?
a superhero
I don't know. I
movie
don't know who
is
the
so-
fuck Daniel Day-Lewis is.
I think out of his three Oscar wins, which I haven't seen My Left Foot,
Yeah,
but so obviously I'm gonna say his three main roles.
gangs with gangs.
Yes, I'm gonna say his three main roles. His best one is There Will Be Blood,
Yeah,
Gangs, and then Lincoln.
yeah,
Gangs of New York.
yeah.
He
With
knocks
John C. Reilly?
He knocks it out of the park in Lincoln.
I've only seen Lincoln maybe twice. I've seen
Sally
gangs.
Field knocks it out of the
Yeah.
park.
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
They're all good in it, but it's by far.
James Spader, who we
Yeah.
just talked about. He's in.
Who is
he's in Lincoln.
Ultron?
It's just you're right. It's There Will Be Blood. How could it not be his best movie?
Okay. Well, I haven't seen There Will Be Blood, so I don't know.
It's Paul Thomas Anderson and Daniel Day-Lewis. What else do you need? What else do you need to know about it?
What do you mean? It's an all-star cast?
It's almost like
Well, Paul Thomas Anderson is director.
Paul Thomas
Oh, okay.
Anderson and DDL is the allure of a Scorsese and De Niro.
So that makes you very happy.
Scorsese and DDL.
Yeah.
Which that should make you very excited, right, J-Bone?
Well, yeah, that's Gangs in New York.
All props to your boyfriend DiCaprio, but he is completely
Oh, he's outmatched.
outshined and outmatched in Gangs of New York.
He's outshined by Liam Neeson.
Oh yeah.
That could be his weakest performance, and that's just because how good DDL is.
Like you can see, what I think is cool is you can see it if you're kind of maybe in a more movie buff person like we are, movie snobbish.
Sure.
You can see in that scene with DiCaprio and and DDL, Daniel Day-Lewis, where Daniel Day-Lewis is is it DiCaprio laying in the bed?
Yeah.
And Daniel Day-Lewis is laying over, and you can tell that DiCaprio is just lost.
Daniel
Day-Lewis is just completely killing it.
Here's the thing: we're going to talk about Scorsese later on in the list.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
But I'm going back to Paul Thomas Anderson. I feel like his best movie is The Master. It epitomizes what makes Paul Thomas Anderson good.
Yeah.
His old-fashioned directing style, the 49mm camera, the use of Philip Seymour Hoffman, the use of Joaquin Phoenix, who could be that's probably his second best performance in any Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Is Joaquin Phoenix in The Master.
And his first is?
Daniel Day-Lewis and There Will Be Blood. We just talked about it.
Okay.
Because
What
Joaquin,
you say?
Don't bite my head off.
it goes
Thomas Anderson's best movie?
the best performances in Paul Thomas Anderson movies are
It's Daniel Day-Lewis. That would be by far.
But Joaquin Phoenix is second
Yeah.
in The Master.
And then third would be, I think,
It would have to be Phil. How could it not be the Philip Seymour Hoffman?
in The Master, yeah.
Yeah. Because man.
I mean, Philip Seymour Hoffman is right there with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, he can carry his own. He's not overmatched. He has the control of the camera.
He is the ultimate cult leader in that movie.
He has the calming presence, whereas Joaquin's sort of
I
wild.
mean, there is a scene in that movie where he makes Joaquin his bitch.
Yeah. And
Because he tells him, he says, you say this without fucking blinking.
and there's two scenes. There's that audit scene that's just fantastic.
That might be the best scene in the movie.
There's no might about it. It is. But the scene where Joaquin Phoenix is just...
Sorry.
Joaquin
Back up, Clay
Phoenix
Dog.
is freaking out in that jail cell and feels like, are you done?
I need to adjust my glasses.
Are you done? You done
Yeah.
freaking out? You
Yeah.
done killing yourself?
Yeah.
And the way that Joaquin is like, listen, I know what you're saying is a lie. Just tell me something that's real. And Phil is just, this is...
But like you said, the best scene is the audit scene
Yeah.
where he tells him to answer all his questions without blinking, and every time he blinks, he just slaps the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He's like, start over. He does it again. He's like, start over.
Yeah.
He just keeps slapping him.
Oh, it's so good. That's
And then at the end, he's like, he gets mad at himself, and he just like hits himself in the head like 10 times.
That's the magic of Paul Thomas Anderson. He can make a simple scene as an interview, because that's what these audits are an interview, make them so compelling to where they're the best scene in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed?
Oh, very.
That's
Very agreed.
that's why
Much
Agreed.
That's why he's
Mucho agredo, or I
That's-
don't know how you fucking say it.
Agridiziades.
I haven't talked to your grandma, Nick, so I don't know how to say it.
that's why he's number 3 on my list. Number
Number 2.
Number 2 might be the most popular director of the last 10 years. That's Nolan. I'm a Nolan fanboy.
Christopher Nolan?
Yeah, Christopher with a TR. Christopher Nolan is the most popular director, and I'm a Christopher Nolan fanboy. I will defend Christopher Nolan till I die. I will defend The Dark Knight till I die.
But you won't defend him to your number 1 position.
Well, that's just because he hasn't been in the movie business as long as my number 1. My number 1 has fucking 40 years over Nolan. Whenever, by the time it's all said and done, Nolan could be my number 1. The best of Nolan could rival anybody.
But what is, obviously, because you two love The Dark Knight, what is his next 2 best films after the Dark and the fucking Dark Knight trilogy? What is his best?
Well, here's the thing, Clayton. You
Adjust your glasses, Clay Dog.
Ours are probably different.
Yeah, you
Okay.
you like The Dark Knight Rises a little bit more than I did. It was good.
Yeah.
I feel like Inception and Interstellar are his next 2. Interstellar
His
killed it.
next 2, in my opinion, are after the Batman trilogy.
Well, no, I'm
The whole trilogy.
I'm not talking.
Don't count those in.
Well, so you're counting a whole 3 movies as one? Then it has to be the Dark Knight trilogy. It would be the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, then Interstellar.
Did he direct all 3
Yeah.
of them?
But I'm doing them single-handedly, because
Right, I was just curious.
the way that they are directed, it's if the Dark Knight Rises took more aim at the Dark Knight, then I would call it the Dark Knight trilogy. It really is the Batman Begins trilogy, because Batman Begins is the only one that makes 2
The
references.
Batman trilogy. After those, I would probably say that's a hard one.
Is it?
I might make Inception number 3, and then 2. Shit.
Ooh, this is actually. I'm
know.
seeing puzzlement in
it
Clay
was-
Dog's face.
No, I thought about this immediately.
Memento was good.
Memento's good, yeah.
And you would put Memento number 2.
Guy Pearce.
No, Guy Pearce is
He's
good.
underrated.
Guy Pearce
The villain from
from Lawless.
Yes.
I know that bastard.
I just feel like with Interstellar, though, McConaughey carries that movie in a way no other character has carried a Nolan movie. He doesn't steal the movie like Ledger did, but he carries it.
I didn't know that he directed Interstellar,
Yeah.
so that's a really big thumbs up for me, because if you've seen Interstellar, I think Interstellar is
McConaughey's movie.
it's McConaughey's movie. He carries
And
the whole
I
thing.
also like The Prestige more than you.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that. That's probably his weakest movie. It's just so cheap of a twist, I feel like.
What do you mean? Spoiler alert.
The fact that it's a twin. This whole Hugh Jackman's been killing himself, literally. Just the fact
Trying
that
to figure out his secret.
and the fact that it's
His secret is
That he,
adamantium.
that he has.
adamantium.
Adamantium.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're the Star Wars fan, not the comic book fan.
Kryptonite,
I
sorry.
I know.
Yeah, it's kryptonite.
It's kryptonite.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, you were too
Are
busy
you
throwing a
done?
hissy
Are
fit.
you done with your tantrum?
Well,
Can I
you said kryptonite. That's not Marvel.
can I finish my
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Clayton.
Nolan
Here,
talk?
should we?
Is Sam done with her tantrum throwing?
It's up to you. You have control right now. You tell me
I know.
what his.
Are you sure, J-Bone?
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you if you're correct or incorrect.
Okay.
I don't even know what I was saying because.
You're listing
throw me off my-
you're listing Nolan's favorite movies.
Oh, well, I was gonna say it would probably be the Batman trilogy, and then Inception, and then probably Memento.
That's like I said. You can't, and you can, I guess. But you're putting.
He just did.
You're putting 3 movies into one spot. So what if you didn't? Would it be The Dark
if
Knight,
I-
The Dark
if I-
Knight Rises, and Batman Begins?
No, if I didn't, it would be.
I count it. The way I want to count this is the Dark Knight trilogy as one because
If I
you can't
did-
really
if I-
just
if I
put his
didn't-
top 3 as
If I
the
didn't
top
count,
3
if I didn't
Dark
count
Knight.
the 3 Batmans as one movie, it would be Dark Knight, Inception, probably Dark Knight Rises.
Not me. I was able to fully say it's The Dark Knight, not the Dark Knight trilogy, but The Dark Knight. Then
Neither of
Inception.
the other 2.
The other Batman Begins would be probably 4th.
See, that's. I haven't seen the third one.
There's no talking to this one.
Yeah, there's no
No.
debating to this. It's just.
No, I mean Batman Begins is so good.
I think Batman Begins is really good because
No,
you introduce you obviously you introduce Batman in the new
Yeah,
series,
well, we
and
need
then
to- we
you
need-
see Liam Neeson and the fucking Scarecrow, who I think fucking knock it out of
the
the park.
magical thing about Batman Begins is that it's the one that ages the best.
We need to move on to number 1.
Yeah, because we've
'Cause
spilled hours.
We will have ranting things later.
Okay. Number 1 has directed the best movie of the decade so far.
Preview for the biggest rants
Decade
podcast.
Best decade of the best movie of the
Wolf.
yeah, Wolf of Wall Street. Martin Scorsese. How can he not be the best director?
But did he not win any awards for that?
No, because that was
Which is kind of weird, right?
That was
Or not Scorsese, but DiCaprio not
No.
winning any
That was
awards
years-
because he carried a 2-hour and 59-minute movie.
Well,
yeah.
DiCaprio got nominated. Jonah Hill got nominated. The movie got nominated for Best Picture, and it may have and then I think Scorsese got nominated for Best Director,
obviously.
and then it may have had like maybe one or
It
two.
got Best Picture, obviously.
And then maybe it may have had maybe one or two.
It
other,
won Best
like-
Picture?
No, it got nominated. It was
It may
nominated.
have been nominated for like maybe screenplay or
Yeah, no, I think it was
something like that. Maybe one other like
Okay.
wardrobe or one
Sure.
of those other maybe one of those other things. But
Yeah,
it
the
didn't. It
excessive
didn't win
ones.
nothing.
And that's my problem, man. I feel like that's Scorsese to a key. And we've talked about this before that I think Scorsese is the best director. When he dies, he will be the best director that's ever lived. Better than Kubrick, better than Hitchcock, better than anyone.
Okay, so let's move on to. Are we already at number 1?
Yeah, no, that's number
Scorsese
one.
was number
Okay.
one.
No
So we
Scorsese?
need- We need. It's about time to be wrapping this one up.
So yeah,
Okay.
I had Scorsese
Yeah,
was
so
number one.
Jonathan, why don't you go back over for the people
Yeah.
that maybe have forgot? Because we did kind of
Yeah.
get a little off topic, but
A few times,
a few
but it's
times.
fine.
But it's going to happen. But because of our passion for movies, it's going to happen. We're going to get off topic.
Well, because of your recommendation, Gus Van Sant is 10. David Cronenberg is 9. Spielberg is 8. Coen Brothers is 7. Bennett Miller is 6. Tarantino is 5. David Fincher is 4. Paul Thomas Anderson is 3. Nolan is 2. And number 1 is Scorsese. And I feel maybe because my love for Nolan, it might be Nolan might be too contemporary. I feel like for some people, he's not going to be on everyone's. No, he's not going to be number 2 on everybody. But because I am a child of the 90s, and then I was 17 when The Dark Knight came out, of course, how could it not be Nolan?
Yeah.
How could it not? You know, that movie was right towards, I was the target audience.
He's just a good. I mean, he's just a good director.
Yeah,
overall.
if you don't think so, you're an idiot. But there's people out there that just don't like him. And that's why.
I kind of had to throw Memento out there because it's not. It's kind of underrated.
It is. It's
I've never heard of it.
Insomnia
Because,
is Insomnia.
I mean, there you go. A lot of people have never heard of it. And yeah, Insomnia.
It's his most. Insomnia is his most underrated
Great
movie.
Pacino and Robin Williams.
Yeah.
both Oscar winners.
Yeah, that's his most underrated movie on record.
Which, for another podcast, but
Yeah.
I don't agree that Pacino should have an Oscar.
That's different podcast.
But that's a different thing. But yeah, that's another podcast. But I don't agree.
So yeah, I feel like overall you would have Coen Brothers higher, maybe. Tarantino would be number 1. David Fincher would be 4.
My top 3 would be.
I'll say list because we kind of know your top almost 4 actually. List your top 5.
My top 5 would be.
Is this in order?
Clay Dog.
5 would be Scorsese, with 4 being Fincher, 3 being
Coen Brothers.
Nolan, with 2 Coen Brothers and 1 Tarantino.
Like I said, Coen Brothers at number 7. That's probably the most dividing one. That's great that they have
Coen Brothers at number 3. Number 2.
Yeah, the fact that you have Coen Brothers at number 2, that's fucking awesome. You know, that's you should be recommending these movies more than I should.
Because obviously Q is my man.
Yeah.
So
Q.
Or you talk to him daily.
Q-tips, what I call him.
Q-tips.
Okay, I like it.
That's an old high school story.
That's from when we went to high school together because he's 20 years older than me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, I might.
He got held back a few years.
Just a few.
You know, I'm also biased against Paul Thomas Anderson.
He got held back a few years. I got held forward a few.
Yeah, you're good.
He just, I like his movies. God damn it! I just now caught that.
Well, it's okay. Not all of us can go to college for 21 years.
Yeah, because I'm only 25.
Because you're a doctor 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times over working at my place of
He's
employment.
working on his 3rd doctorate degree. His doctorate in modern English.
Physics.
Yeah.
His doctorate in zoology.
Oh man, you guys are just gonna shit on me about that.
You are just a bashing man of the podcast.
It would be a lot less bad if you weren't the dumbest out of us 3.
But the only one that went to college, though, obviously.
That's what I mean. That's what makes. Don't say that. That makes it worse.
The smartest and dumbest at the same time.
Yeah.
Technically the smartest.
Yeah. Well, that's when I'm gonna go back to the original thesis that it's the director's script, and chances are they have the most saying when it comes to castings. Like, do you guys remember how pissed off you were when Nolan went towards Ledger as a Joker?
Wait, people were pissed about that?
Yeah, because he was known as the gay cowboy on Brokeback Mountain.
And then he went to being the fucking Joker.
He went to become my favorite movie character of all time.
Almost anyone's favorite movie character. That role was too well played.
So it's just one of those things where you gotta take a lot of flack, but you kind of have to because you represent the movie more than anyone else.
Yeah.
In a way that the actors just simply
If you
can't.
had the filmography, he would. Wouldn't you take? I know you did not just fucking take a drink of my root beer.
Here's the thing, though. You say filmography. Batman Begins was a modest success.
I'm saying
Batman Begins wasn't the highest grossing movie of the year like The Dark Knight was.
If you had the filmography that either one of those have, wouldn't you say that you were a gay cowboy in a movie?
From the head of Warner Brothers Studio hiring Nolan, I'd say, you know what? I'm kind of skeptic. I'm kind of skeptical.
Like, I'll make out with Jake Gyllenhaal if I can have the filmography that Heath Ledger has.
I'm sure. If you give me an Oscar, who knows? I might make out with Jake Gyllenhaal. And he's my second favorite actor. He's not your second favorite actor.
You would make out with DiCaprio for a fucking saltine cracker.
Obviously.
I'll suck a dick and have a cracker.
I'd have sex.
If I can have one extra cracker in my soup, I'll suck your dick, DiCaprio.
I'll have sex with Taylor Swift and just be like, hey, how is it hanging out with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Be like, our dicks have touched.
All right, that's a good note. I think on that note we are going to end this podcast, and I hope you guys can really take note on the director trend, how kind of the directors work in the production of a movie, and how they really have the last say at the end of the day on the movie that they are directing. So, is there anything that you two, Clay Dog, Jonathan, is there anything that you two would like to add to this?
No, but if you didn't like my just off the top of my head list, if you feel like I didn't have maybe one, because these are the directors that are alive. I'm sure there's people out there that will have Kubrick and Hitchcock and maybe even the recently late Wes Craven. If you have any of these, feel free to leave comments.
Oh yeah, leave us comments to tell me what you want to know.
Give us your lists of 10, and they may be completely different from ours.
I would love to know what you guys think.
That's the thing. All this stuff can be.
It's completely
debated
subjective
for days.
Because, like I said, it's the way that they view the movie. You're seeing it through the director's view.
You're right. You're right.
There is no right or wrong answers.
Exactly. And that's well spoken, Clay Dog. Again, we really appreciate you guys for listening. We really appreciate you guys for sticking through us through this whole thing. I'm very glad to see the support and the favor we have been shown through our past podcasts. This is amazing to me. I just leave us your comments, comment, subscribe, rate this. Tell me exactly how you think about it. Give us your list. So this is something that we really love, and your comments are very, very much appreciated by us, and we will listen to all of them. We will reply to all of them, and we will see you guys the next podcast. So again, this is signing out. Thank you for listening. Nick,
Jonathan,
and Clayton,
the Clay Dog. All right, now we will see you guys next week. Thank you.